Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Just Rolled Already. I'm Daryl.
I'm Sean.
And I'm the rules lawyer, John, ever lovable.
And welcome to Tales from the Couch. We regale our stories, and today we are doing John's request.
Most heroic moments.
Okay, so
That was a little loud, I'm sorry.
Okay, we decided that I was going to go first. And I'm going to have to go back to a classic of a Pathfinder game of mine that I played in under Kylie, incredibly dramatic backstory, whatever you guys call it.
Incredibly dramatic backstory. That is the DM.
Okay, so I was playing this game for a while, and we played it for a couple months, and it was a lot of fun. I was enjoying myself. At first, it had a little bit of hiccups here and there, but my most epic moment happened towards the end of that arc. Now, or actually
The end of that
arc. Yeah, the end of the orc, but no, the end of that series of stories in that world for these characters. And what I did was I was playing a human witch, and he made witches into like these very conniving creatures that were difficult to predict, and they had all these rules, and they were ancient powers Bior, and so on and so on. Well, my character, thanks to Kyle, had a brother, and he had these two orbs in his world.
Oh, yeah.
That was the most Deus Ex thing ever.
Okay, there's the white orb and the black orb. One represented life and creation, one represented death and destruction. And my character was in charge of carrying the death and destruction, but he lost it because somebody was an idiot and stole it, by Kylie's standards. And so this entire thing, I was laser focused. I went through all these rigmaroles, these hoops I jumped through with this witch. He became powerful, he became hell-bent and maybe lawful evil, but hey, he still believed family was important. Well, we go through this whole crazy thing, and then we finally see the orbs. We separate the orbs. Well, what happens is the orbs are entities, and they were gods practically, and one of them entered my character's brother. But prior to that, I should add, I used my character's own life force to seal the malevolence, the malice and the evil one away using my own life force. So I sat there and I'm like, witches can steal years. He was spent 90 years of his 150 years just to seal it.
God, was this my Jack of Hole campaign? Or was it,
Yeah,
no, this is the Urza campaign.
That's the Urza campaign.
This is the Urza campaign. Urza
Okay.
MacGyver is my old character in this campaign.
Yes. And so I sealed it, and I thought, haha, I win. I won. I'm like, my hair is grayed, and I look a little older, a little bit more tired, but I'm still relatively young considering I was going to live for 150 additional
You're a freaking
years.
witch. You can do anything.
Yeah, I
Gamble years.
Yeah, gamble years. That's how I got older. I stole years from idiots. And my brother suddenly was attacked by this thing, and I tried to do the same gimmick again. I used 50 years. I was an old man at this point. I was like wrinkly and old and everything, and I was weak and decrepit, but my stats were ridiculous because I was so ancient now. But I mean, I had 10 years of life left. That sucked. I mean, and so I'm this old man, frail and everything, and my brother becomes embodiment, and he's wrecking everything else. And I look at it, and I said, I can't defeat him. None of us can defeat this thing. And so I stopped, and I looked at it, and I communed with the spirit within, and I said, I need your power. And he said, and the spirit inside said, oh, you have to. I will bring death and destruction and chaos. I'm like, it's better than having nothing but creation and overflow and then destruction of its own. And it said, then you understand what I'm doing. And I said, yes. Now use my body to stop this. As I released it, and it took me over willingly, I gave myself up. I became the avatar of this power, and I sat there and I went to town. I mean, I was immortal.
You heard it, people. He gave himself over to the Chaos Gods.
Yes, and I became an immortal. A ridiculously overpowered immortal that was fighting the cause of creation. We yin-yang that crap, and we were also in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, the Fey Realm.
The Fey Realm. And we destroyed it, but guess what? I stopped this whole thing. Everyone got out. I made sure everyone got out before I released my ultimate power on my own character's brother. As it was this big, huge fight that took forever, but it ended on a cliffhanger because everyone zipped away, and these two immortal beings possessing two mortal bodies now were locked in never-ending combat, just continually. And that was the quote-unquote death of the character. But to me, that was probably my most favorite moment, as I remember it, and it felt so great because I never, ever had an ending like that a character died, quote-unquote.
That is one thing I will say about incredibly dramatic backstory. he makes some really incredible like character endings.
Yeah, he does.
If it comes down to like your character has to die, he's not going to go out like with a whimper. He's going to go with a bang,
Yeah.
Yeah.
one way or another. He's a really good ending DM.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm great at like running
As a
them.
character,
He sucks.
he kind of really like you're gonna hate, you know, like living through the constant dialogue and the rigmarole. But if your character's gonna go out, he's gonna go with a bang, not a whimper.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, it
It's
was
good. It's
Makes
good.
me feel better about me being a
My-
DM.
Yeah, my character, I'm just going to add, he became the leader of the alchemist school, which was really the only form of magic, alchemy.
Yeah, that's the last
Arjun
remaining.
McGyver became the headmaster of the alchemy school,
That's the last remaining magic on top of
and
that.
he sent his not sent, but his disciple, who was my character, second character in his campaign was Jeff Cole, but that's that's by the by.
Okay, so who's next with their epic story?
I'll move into it.
Okay.
My most heroic moment wasn't actually with Kylie's whole scheme. It was actually with you, Daryl.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
Rub
and
my ego.
Yuck it up, fat boy. Anyway, the point is,
Fat.
you're kind of fat. You look like me. You're fat. Yeah.
I'm not fat. I'm a really broad-built guy.
I'm broad built. Look at my arms. They're skinny. They're skinny as hell.
I used
Yeah,
to
you're
talk-
broad-built from
Guys,
down below.
Guys, I'm Bravo. I have like the freaking shoulders of a freaking bridge.
Dude, you
Not
sound
gonna lie to
like Barry Manilow. I don't know. Anyway, or
Sound
no,
like
no,
God,
I'm sorry, Barry White, or Barry Manilow. But no, Daryl, the Frasman game. It was where we were a bunch of vampire hunters. We went out and killing vampires.
Yeah, crazy amount.
Then, at the last moment, we figured out that, holy crap, the leader of the town was a vampire.
Sending you to kill vampires.
Saying you kill vampires. No. The order sent us to kill vampires. We kind of came in. We're kind of fighting against them for a long time. Fighting against politics. We come in, we finally set our base. We set our base, we get followers. People start coming flocking to us. We get, people who are smiths and tradesmen of all kinds. But then we figure it out. We finally get it. Why you never see the mayor. Why he never shows himself in the daytime. Why he never, all the things link up. The mayor's a vampire. So we execute the plan. Kill the vampire. Because we know he's a vampire. There's no doubt about it.
Wasn't Mary his governor?
The governor, whatever. The guy in charge of the town. He was the vampire. We knew it. It made sense all of a sudden. So we executed the plan. Chase him to the top of the tower. He escapes in what would be an airship. But it's like, how the hell are we supposed to capture him? He's escaping. Then all of a sudden, Mr. Buttersworth, I'll cast fly on everybody. Fly all. So we all fly after him. I charge. We charge. Erin, Darrow's wife, stakes him. He becomes paralyzed. Now he's floating away on an airship. He's completely paralyzed. I land on the airship, cleave his head off. Like none other. Most epic moment.
Yeah, no, you were falling with his body. You knocked him off. Then
That's right. He
you-
was he was carried on an airship. He was in his coffin. His coffin got knocked off. He fell. She shot through the coffin into his heart, where his heart would be, and I cleaved his head off.
Yep,
And
right
I
through it.
hurt my hand.
yeah, banging the closet door.
Closet door.
Yes.
Damn you, closet door. I cleave his head off.
Yes, shattering.
Epic moment ever.
Yes, that was awesome when I remember that too.
That's
While-
literally
while-
the best moment.
While riding a goat.
While riding a goat. Yes.
Okay, Sean.
I think my best moment was in one of the first RPs I ever did. It was the one that Daryl was just talking about, Urza Saga. That's a Magic the Gathering set. So, all right. So I played a half elf who was the son of a king. That king slept with an elf, and they had me. Elves were actually really hated in this story. In fact, the king of the elves was like one of the biggest racists, and my character really felt, I think shamed because he really, he's a half elf and he really just doesn't. I think I was myself, I was conflicted on which side I should go on, the elves or the human side. So when we finally got up to where the king of the elves was, I couldn't wait any longer. Just I think I finally my character finally made up his mind. walked up the steps, and he was wearing a disguise, however. Walked up behind the king as he walked up these steps. King of the elves. Sorry we had to meet under these circumstances. I take out my mace and I club him in the face.
Just like
Was this the post Jekyll Cole instance?
no, this is
That wasn't the Urza.
no,
saga.
that was the Urza saga.
Yeah,
the
that's how
Elven
we-
King. We killed the Elven King just barely, because this
right. The Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix. There's a Phoenix involved. That's how awesome. Incredibly dramatic backstory. He's really incredibly dramatic story. That's really it.
Yeah, that's his strength. All of us have strengths, but yeah, I remember that too. You just he's just even looking at you. Yeah, sorry about this club. He's like, I'm clubbing baby seals, except it's an elven king instead of a seal. And instead of a club, I have a mace.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, the weird thing is, he did the same thing a seal would do. It just like flops on the ground.
Just starts clapping.
We're horrible people.
It's
God.
good fun.
Oh gosh, I can't really think of very many epic stories that I've played in. I mean,
There's a lot of epic stories when you think about it. Just from like anything that you think was cool. Like
anything cool. I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of how stories go. I mean, my wife's staring me around with a grin on her face because she's thinking about all her epic stories. Do you want to tell one? No, she doesn't want to tell one. She's too shy. Cute girls are shy, anyways.
I will say one that
Okay.
was kind of minor.
Okay.
Sir Urza MacGyver, before he became head of the School for Alchemy and Surgeons, it's spelled CHIR, Urgin. But it was surgeon. He bluffed his way into the enemy stronghold with party in tow. Do you remember this?
I
girl?
remember that too.
I simply said, it's like, what do you know about elven magic and the ways? And then I explained how all of their alchemy was wrong. With at level 4, plus 21 to alchemy.
Oh yes,
Because of my level, skill focus, the prodigy, and the additional skill training. Just all the feats added up. Plus 12. So it was like, yeah, I'm going to explain to you how everything you do is wrong. And I did. Just walked in the door. That's like, you don't have to be like a super combat like hero. You don't have to be the fighter with like cleave times 1,000, although I was with Boddick the Rad. You don't have to cleave out the ass. You have to just be awesome.
I think I actually got one more. I remember the two-parter. I was in Kylie's the first part and the two-part of the Urza storyline, and so I played as an assassin named Dren. He was an elf, and
That was during the second part, right?
yeah, second part. And a halfling, another one of the players, a halfling. He was a warlock. He just came into the city, and the thing is, this character always hid behind his demon Amon. And so I didn't exactly realize that until I just finished up with an assassination, and we had this halfling stay at the cabin, the hiding place. And so I went there, slammed his body on the table, and said, "You need to dispose of this. This is your first job." The guy just looks at me and grins. He looks at Amon and says, "Dispose of this, Amon." Amon grabs it, starts eating it, and I find it to be incredibly
Disturbed.
disturbed and shameful. And so I told him to stop, and I said, dispose of the thing yourself and not have your demon do it. I told you to dispose of it. Demon keeps eating it. The body itself was
Hilarity
poisoned.
ensues. Yeah.
The body itself is poisoned, so Amon poisons himself. And this is when I realized that I need to take advantage of whenever this demon's gone. So after this demon disintegrates into a burst of flames, I come up to him, grab onto this halfling and said, "This is a business. You don't have this creature do it for you." And, God, it was...
that was funny. I
God.
remember that.
When I tell this is a business, as shallow as it might be, this is a business, and you do not disrespect your boss. You listen to what he says, and God, it was freaking insane.
That's funny.
If you don't, if you don't follow my orders, then your demon is the one that's going to have to dispose of the second body, because the first one isn't going to be able-bodied to do it.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay, my last story before we wrap this up. Now, this happened to me when I was in Europe, and my wife told me a name that is synonymous that everyone should know. He is the only elf that I ever thought did not suck.
Wait.
Thanks.
His name is Aiel.
Aiel. I knew it.
Aiel is Aiel, the militaristic, crazy, hard-ass elf that I guess I ever created. Now, there's two Aiels. There's my NPC Aiel, and then which everyone knows and love. But then I have a character who he's then there's a precursor of him. We call him the real Aiel. Now, a real Aiel. I'll tell you about like the other Aiel a little bit later, but the real Aiel is a younger elf. Okay, the game master at the time, it was just me. It's one-on-one game, solo lone wolf game. I start playing with this character, and I didn't even know what to expect. And so I was chasing after these guys who were like human mages who were using elves as magical components and like making flesh golems and abominations and these horrible creations that disgusted me. So I went out on a killing spree and I hunted every single one of them down. Well, one of them was this, like after a long like cinematic battles between one after the other, and me, I'm beat up, but I'm still going like action hero style. And I see this guy, and I don't know what it is. And they had these little these young elves that they were keeping as ingredients. They killed one of them and put him in the middle of the field. My character's religious zealotism and ideas about how the dead need to rest. I knew out of character it was a trap. In character, I could not help it. I walked up to the body, and I laid my hands over the eyes and began to do the elven prayer, and I close the eyes, and I take out a flower that I found that resembles death. I place it on it. Before I can do that, the kid blows up. I'm on fire. I'm on the ground, and my hair's gone. And I look up, and I'm furious because they just
Desecrated.
desecrated a corpse. And I look up at the game master, and it's like, you have just put a match in a gas can, man. This is not going to be pretty. What did I do? I take my crack shot with the arrow, like sniper style. Like I can,
Like Legolas.
Legolas wishes he was me. No, Legolas wishes he was Aiel, because he's sitting there shooting at this elf, and he's like, I'm not elf, but this wizard, and he has protection from arrow. Okay, at most I can do is 11 points of damage. I only did 1 point of damage this entire time. I'm charging at him, shooting arrows at him, screaming. And he's like, oh crap, this elf's gonna get me, and he's gonna go melee on me because I'm protected against his arrows, but I can't stop him at that point.
Waka waka.
I get there, he starts flying away. I jump up and I go off this rock, this ruin, and I grab him by the legs, and I'm like, you ain't going anywhere, fly boy! And I grab him, and he's still trying to fly away. I have him by the ankles, and I'm on the ground. I'm swinging his face into these ruins as he's trying to fly away.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Like bashing his head in and everything away, and he's screaming, and then he makes a fly check, and he starts taking me off the ground, and I can't swing him anymore. So I take out my knife, and I start stabbing him in the leg repeatedly. And I'm climbing him with my knife, like I grab,
Using like a
reach.
pitten.
Yeah, I'm sitting there stabbing him. I'm like on his shoulder, like stabbing him, like cursing at him. And then before he dies, the spell breaks. He shoots fireball up in the air. It comes up, and then it comes down, and then it lands on me.
I don't think fireball works that way.
It's a moving fireball that has momentum. But he stated that it goes up and it comes down right on top of me. Like right on top of me, because he fired it upward. He knew he was going to die, so he decided to go out with a bang. Well, I did go up with him, but I didn't die. No, I'm laying on the ground. I'm a smoldering ruin. I have third degree, second degree, first degree burns all over. I have no hair on my body.
Fourth degree burns.
No, I'd be dead. But I'm a smoldering elf, and I start like laughing maniacally because apparently my character went insane temporarily, and afterwards he gains his sanity back and he heals himself up. Quick little side note on the other Aiel NPC. Other Aiel is more temperament and more cold.
If any of you are familiar with the Patrician from Terry Pratchett's novels,
Yes, but it doesn't talk like him.
doesn't talk about him, but very, very similar demeanor. Very very
Calm.
lawful neutral.
Yeah.
Or lawful evil, even.
Not evil. He was just neutral.
Lawful. Oh, no, it's evil.
No, he wasn't evil. Not the NPC. The other one was lawful evil. Well, no, lawful evil. He was
if you
chaotic. No,
think
he was
about-
chaotic. He was chaotic good because he believed his way was right.
That's lawful. That's the thing. Lawful neutral or lawful evil, chaotic good can get along.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, this one was lawful neutral based on the alignment.
And if you
Anyways.
think about, was it the if you think about trying to flee from your requirement, I will show you the color of your lever.
Okay, the other Aiel, he was a
Douche.
He douche to you, but he was a diplomat
He was a douche to Bodrick the Rad.
because
Sir Bodrick the Rad, thank you very much.
Yes, but he was a delegate from the elven culture of the area.
And I didn't deal with him. Aaron did.
Yes, Aaron did.
Your wife, Aaron.
Yes, and it developed.
What was her name?
Yuri.
Yuri?
Yes, her character name was Yuri. She was a gunslinger,
Yes.
and they became romantically involved.
Romantically involved. However,
You got romantically involved with another one
shut up. No. Just because I had to romance a dwarf
twice.
once.
No, two.
Once.
Two of them.
No.
You got drunk with one of them and ended up in his bed, and then you ended up being hitched to another one.
Okay, that's different.
This is as heroic as it gets.
We've already.
This is heroic, Sean.
Damn, Ned.
How did you
I
get
took
out of this
fucking-
one?
I've taken bullets for a fat chick and a gay guy.
This is what defines a hero, everybody.
Now, like, yes, exactly. Fat chick and a gay guy. No. My character was. Yes, my character was most heroic of all. And not because of any gender bias or any kind of, homophobia. I literally, for the team, I took a gay guy and a fat chick for the team. How does it sound? Very, very bad.
Okay,
But in reality,
I think this is less of a heroic moment, more of a friendship-driven moment.
it is.
No, it's heroic because heroes sacrifice their own needs for the needs of others. And
Oh my
each-
god, you took 6 silver bullets for me as I drank my Coors. I would never drink Coors, by the way.
But yeah, this
God.
IEL became romantic involved with her. But
yeah.
that's the thing is taking a PC and turning it into an NPC. I couldn't think of a name, so I said the only name that would come to my mind for elves, and that was IEL.
Yep.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Like, comment, subscribe below. If you have any things that you want to talk about or have us talk about, you can send them down in our comments below or message us or send it at our Gmail at justrolledalready@gmail.com. Anyways, I'm Daryl.
I'm Sean.
And I'm the rules are John, always lovable.
All right, bye.